So possibly the creation of a new department may not be in order or supported. But even then, with or without that, what is, ilang tayo as an archipelago? Is it 30 million? What's our coastline? What is
It's the fifth largest
Yes, but
in the entire plan.
what's a measurement of our coastline? Is it 30 million?
30.
No, we're 30 million
3,000.
hectares of the Philippines. We're 30 million, 36,000 kilometers in 30 million hectares, right? More or less.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Yes.
And
36.
tama yan.
36,000.
20% lang ng ating teritoryo. 20% lang ng ating teritoryo ay lupa.
Yes.
80%, 4/5 actually, ay karagatan.
So, ulitin ko na, this SAF-DC is so important because fisheries is part of that. And that's 36,000 kilometers of coastline. Coast pa lang yan.
Yes.
Eh, yung ating exclusive economic zone at yung ating inland waters. Ang mga lawa, ang mga ilog, at ating mangrove areas and our wetlands. But Mr. President, I'll go back to the issue of the SAF disease. It's like having in the environment sector, it's like saying we never declared any protected area because we did not follow the law. But at least in the environment sector, together with the previous chair, Senator Cynthia Villar, we were able to pass more than 100 protected areas all over the country. In this case, the declaration or identification of production areas for food,
Yes.
whether agriculture or fisheries, is not completed. It really shocks me. And I don't know.
We will bring this to the
Yes.
attention of the Department of Agriculture, and
Yes.
we will ask them to explain during our budget debates and give us a timeline as to when they intend to complete this,
Yes, Mr. President.
because they are updating it.
They tell us that it's a useless law and that's the reason why it's not being implemented. If they tell us, hindi po kailangan yan, mali po yung provision na yan, okay, so we accept that. Unless I cannot say, I would not accept incompetence or laziness or ignorance or lack of awareness as an answer.
Yes, in fact, you mentioned fisheries. The Philippines is actually the center of aquamarine biodiversity in the entire planet. Therefore, there is no debate. Our aquamarine resources are so rich. We have 3 tuna belts. Thailand does not have a tuna belt, but they're the #1 exporter of canned tuna. And so we don't know where they're getting their tuna.
I come from a province that has a tuna highway.
Yes.
Because I live in a coastal fishing village and we have tuna there. Invited there, big tuna for breakfast, lunch, merienda, and dinner, tuna.
Exactly.
We just need processing, canning, bottling.
And that's why we filed the Department of Fisheries, because we believe, in fact, you mentioned downsizing.
Right sizing.
Right sizing. We can actually explore the merger of the Department of Agriculture and Agrarian Reform down the,
And fisheries as
and
a
then-
standalone.
and then have fisheries as a standalone.
To elevate the bureau
Yes.
into a department.
In fact,
That's quite
in
interesting.
fact, one of our recommendations after we left the cabinet as a food security secretary was that the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources can actually be placed under the office of the president pending the creation of the department, and give the director of the bureau a cabinet rank. This has been a concern of our fisheries bureau, that when they face international conferences on fisheries rights, negotiations, etc., bureau level lang yung director nila, no? Director level lang yung bureau nila, rather. So that could also be immediately an executive order transferring the BIFAR to the office of the president, giving the head of the BIFAR a rank of or have a rank of cabinet secretary as the head of the bureau or overseer of the bureau, and then you they can focus now on the fishery sector. It's a missed opportunity.
Thank you for that. And so far, we're always in agreement with all my questions. As I told you, this is friendly interpellation, and I thank you for
Because
always.
when I was in the Senate, you were chairman of the Senate Committee on Agriculture at one point.
Yes,
Yes.
for 3 years, and
Yes.
reform as well. So I support you in the creation of the AgriCom, just like the EdCom 2, there's a proposal to extend the life of the Educational Committee. So
Thank you.
I would
Madam.
join you in a majority-minority resolution for the creation of the AgriCom, because food insecurity is a national security issue.
Thank you, Madam Senator.
Thank you. We've always talked about the aging farmer crisis, that the agriculture sector, ilang taon ng farmers, 55, 57 years old. I think we both filed, again, similar bills on the Young Farmers and
Yes.
Fisher Folk Challenge Act. And I hope, whether this is enacted into law or not, I'd like to know, how do we make farming more attractive to our young people so that we don't have an aging farming population, fisher folks as well? How do we make it more lucrative so that they don't just always want to work in call centers or go abroad as overseas workers? There's nothing wrong with those careers, but so that we increase the number of people who feed our nation.
Yes, that's a good question, and I've been grappling with that myself for many years. Some people would say, how do you make farming sexy so that the new generation of Filipinos will consider taking a career? Ultimately, I think it's about income. Why will a farmer, the youth of today, choose the agriculture and farming when you're actually asking him or her to take a vow of poverty? So it's a challenge. How do we, and that's why the Sagip-Saka law, and the long title of the Sagip-Saka law is Farm Enterprise and Entrepreneurial Development Program. Because we believe to move away from subsistence farming and to move towards farm enterprise development is the way to go, which also includes strengthening the farmers' co-ops so that they can graduate from subsistence farming to farm enterprise management. A clear example of how you can increase incomes for our farmer sector is the Sagip-Saka law. In 2019, the Camarines Sur Multipurpose Cooperative sold 7 million pesos worth of agri-products. But by 2020, 13 LGUs bought from the Camarines Sur Multipurpose Cooperative rice and other agriculture products during the lockdowns. No public bidding, direct negotiated contract. And before the end of the third quarter, they already sold 62 million pesos worth of agri-products, a 9-fold increase in the revenue. And I would stress, therefore, if a farm enterprise, a co-op, is already selling tens of millions of pesos worth of agri-products monthly, then that will be a
very lucrative
incentive for our young Filipino farmers to go into farm enterprise management and development. So it's really income. You know, in other countries, Thailand, Vietnam, even China, they benchmark their interventions in the agri sector. One benchmark is increased incomes. You know, China is a communist country. They're not supposed to be concerned about increased incomes. I mean, theoretically. But they benchmark interventions in terms of how much income will be increased. Because precisely they see that unless farming gives you return in terms of incomes, why should they go farming? I remember speaking to the Minister of Agriculture of Vietnam, and they benchmarked a tripling of farmers' income per capita in a 20-year period, from $500 to $1,500. The same with China. When they made a presentation, when I was there for a visit, they said in 1979, the farmer's income in China was 160 yuan a month. Today, it's about 6,700 yuan a month. So very clear that unless you benchmark incomes as an indicator of a successful intervention in agriculture, then you will not be able to entice people to go into farming.
The national per capita is 11,000
That is
for farmers.
for farmers,
11,000.
from 7 to 11.
7 to 11.
7 to 11. And the amounts necessary according to PSA to be able to afford, basic necessities is 13,000 a month.
Even 13, I think, is quite low.
Well, yes, given the 64 pesos a day.
Yes. And the
the-
11,000 is even high compared to the monthly farmer's income in my province. So I really need the DA to be able to help me, and you as well, how to increase the farmer's income. Perhaps it would be around half of the 11,000 national per capita.
And I think in the DA bureaucracy and the attached agencies of government in the agriculture sector should start benchmarking incomes for every intervention.
Thank you for that. May we also ask from a DA in your office, being the chairman of the Agriculture Committee, aside from what I asked for earlier, the regional benchmarking of agriculture workers' income. Let's say in the island of Panay, I'd like to compare our farmers receiving 5,000 or less compared, let's say, to Iloilo or Aklan.
Yes, we will work on the figures and the data and
That would be
securing
great
them.
to receive that. And my last question for now, because I will have questions for later,
Yes.
would be on urban farming, which we all advocate, because even in congested informal settler areas, we could solve the problem of hunger if we are able to use all available spaces for vertical farming, vertical gardens, which is already being done by some NGOs. So I believe with your assistance, with your support, we could institutionalize urban gardening and urban farming. There are still vacant government lots in Metro Manila or even in other cities in different regions. If there could be a bill to incentivize and provide limited use of this vacant land, and even equipment and training for vertical gardens in our informal settler areas, magtanim lang ng alugbati at saka ng talbos ng kamote at kangkong, malunggay, di ba? Ang dali eh. Kung iisipin, kasi ginagawa natin ako sa maliliit na paraan sa aking farm.
Yes.
At napapakain ko ang pamilya ko at mga personal staff, pati ang ibang mga office staff. So kung kaya kong pakainin by my lonesome in a small farm, at least 20 families na nagbuhay ng 20-30 families during the pandemic, I think this can be done in every household that has some little vacant space.
I agree, Madam Chairperson, Madam Senator, Mr. President. Actually, hunger is more acute in urban centers.
Yes.
Unlike in the rural setting, nandyan yung talbos ng kamote, nandyan lahat, no? Nandyan yung malunggay, nandyan yung kamoteng kahoy, etc. But this is not the case in urban centers. And in fact, there is this debate about hydroponics, for example. My own bias is I'm an organic farmer since 2012. So hydroponics is not organic. But for example, but you can grow it in a controlled environment, free from typhoon, free from pests, etc. and therefore, my sense there is it should